Welcome to the Michigan Skier Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
We're here at beautiful Boyne Mountain, specifically at Deer Lake, and we're with Steve Kircher, who's president of Boyne Eastern Operations. And Steve, I gotta say, the weather gods are with you today.
They certainly are. As I said, the pure Michigan is what we're experiencing right now, and all the summer, the love of summer, and what's great about northern Michigan is happening right now.
Well, what has brought us here this particular time is the Tournament of Champions. It's a golf event, but what we want to talk about right now is skiing. In fact, winter. So fast forward or fast backward or something to winter, and Boyne has been key in many types of things involving skiing in North America specifically. Didn't Stein Eriksen have something to do with the starting freestyle skiing?
Well, Stein, who came to us, was a downhill alpine racer, and but he also had a hankering for doing unique things on the snow, and I believe he did the first inverted aerial at Boyne Mountain in 1956. And that spurred a whole new genre of skiing, and the freestyle movement kind of arose out of that, colorful concept. And the Olympics in 2010, which we were lucky enough to host in Vancouver, had the freestyle events at one of our resorts, Cypress Mountain, and we're really proud to have that route with Stein and have it move all the way to 2010.
Well, in fact, Boyne's connection to the Olympics is pretty solid. In fact, Stein himself was an Olympian, wasn't he?
He won 2 medals in '52, as did Otmar Schneider, who came to us. Both won in '52, and they both brought a lot of new techniques and ideas from Europe to Michigan and to the Midwest, and it really grew the sport and the expertise of our skiers in the Midwest.
Let's talk about that technique a little bit, because it became known nationally because people who were learning that technique at Boyne looked different to other skiers, didn't they?
Well, they did. It was a transitional time between some of the older equipment and newer equipment and new techniques to take advantage of the new equipment. And the Europeans certainly were at the cutting edge of that. And it probably took Americans maybe 20 years to catch up, if you will, to some of the new ways of body positions and getting down the mountain efficiently. And up until probably the 2010 Olympics, the Americans have taken a back seat, and we're pretty proud of our team this year, winning the most golds, the most alpine event golds ever. And I think America and the U.S. has finally turned the corner.
Well, it's interesting how much of an effect that Boyne has had in skiing, and certainly technique was part of it. And Kerry Adgate is a former Olympian, and he's your ski ambassador here.
Two-time Olympian in '80 and '84. He was at Lake Placid, and he also was a 6-time U.S. national champion. So Kerry, who actually went to the Olympics, we spent about a week together out there, and seeing the Olympics through his eyes, and knowing what he went through, and the connections he had to that competitive environment, and what went on to achieve his success. It was a great experience for my family and for everybody involved, and having Kerry on the team is adds a lot of validity to what we're doing now and what we're trying to do in the future. I mean, Kerry's goal is to bring another Olympian or grow another Olympian out of the Midwest, and we're well on our way to having that happen.
That's kind of exciting. It was fun talking to Kerry a few years ago, and he was talking about equipment, and when the skis got shorter, he suddenly got better, he said.
He did. It was more like, for a lot of people, the short skis that are curved, they're more fun than ever before, and he found a new lease on life. And he kind of had retired for about 10 years and hadn't skied much, and when he got on the new stuff, he was all over it again. And yet at 54, 55 years old, I think he is, he's still one of the best racers probably in the country. I mean, he could certainly beat anybody over 30 in America right now still, so pretty impressive.
Yeah, I saw him. He was pretty fast a couple of years ago. So one of the things that's kind of interesting is how your father, Everett Kircher, who founded Boyne, basically really started it all because he was a passionate skier. He obviously passed it on to his kids. Can you tell us about skiing when you were a kid?
Absolutely. Skiing is, it's a lifelong sport, and something that if you're exposed to it in any kind of quantity, and once you get past and get to the fun phase, it's a very addictive. Dad used to call it nicotine, but it's a good kind of nicotine, and I think all of us in the family have it. My kids certainly have it. I'm just amazed at what a 10-year-old can do now, going down some of these mountains far beyond what I ever imagined, and our kids programs across the country are growing at record pace. So, you know, we're seeing some growth certainly with young people and families, and you can do it with, you know, 3 generations can ski or snowboard together, and that really makes it a tremendous sport in terms of places you can travel to and do it together with a family. So, and we've certainly embodied that in our family.
Well, Steve, you can travel to quite a few places, not just in Canada at Cypress, but in the U.S. and find a Boyne place to ski. You've really expanded quite a bit.
We have grown quite a bit. We've got ski areas in New England, Midwest, the Rockies, and the Pacific Northwest, and we've got about 3.6 million skiers visits, I think, last year, and we continue to, you know, prosper, and hopefully the next 20, 30, 40 years we'll carry on the torch like it's been for 62 years. So we're very happy about that.
Well, I'm imagining that one part of your job is to try every single slope at every single resort. Have you had a chance to do that yet?
And probably not every single one of them, because there's some that are unmarked, if you will, that a lot of people enjoy. But I've certainly gotten to experience all of them to some degree, and they all have, you know, every part of the country has their pluses and minuses, and you know, skiing is and snowboarding is a sport, as I said, traveling to seeing different places, different cultures within the country. You know, even the different countries. If you go to Europe, I mean, it's a tremendous experience even to go there and see what it's like, you know, in the old country, if you will, for many people. It's a sport that I think has legs and will continue to grow. We had a record year 2 years ago as an industry in the U.S., and this past year, even with the downturn, second highest skier visits in the history of the sport. So, you know, it's sticky, as I said, nicotine, a good kind of nicotine, and getting kids off the couch and interacting with, you know, outdoor activities is a good thing for the health and wellness of North America and the rest of the world.
I see pretty small ones out. How soon can you start them on skis? How young?
If they can stand, they can slide. That's pretty much the rule. I mean, you know, you could say 3 or 4 is when they start to understand what they're doing, but they can have fun as soon as they can stand. Our kids were 1.5, you know, getting into ski boots, and we make them that small, so they're made that small, so it's pretty cool.
You must have a pretty good collection that they can sort of hand-me-down ski boots, right?
Well, we have a Junior As a Fit program where you get new equipment and you turn it back in and get the right size. So we're in that program just like 8,000 other people in the Midwest, and it's a great way to get your kids in the right stuff, you know, as they grow, and they grow like weeds. And if you don't have the right size, you know, boot, it could be a problem. So it's a great way to get kids the right kind of equipment.
Sure, that makes a huge amount of difference, I think. Boyne has always led the way when it comes to snowmaking and when it comes to chairlifts. Are you looking at changing the way snow is made at some of the other places, like in Sugarloaf in Maine, for example?
Well, over the last 2 or 3 years, we've had some breakthroughs in technology. With our, we've got a joint venture with SMI from Midland, who has built many of our guns in the past, and our new technology, the Boyne Low E, and another new technology we're working on has really changed the game. Not just the quality, but the efficiency, environmental amount of energy we use to produce snow has always been low, but it's going to another level in terms of how efficient it is. And we've added that to New England and to the other areas out west that do need snowmaking, and it's been game-changing. We're very excited about that technology rolling out, and this upcoming winter, 2010-11, we'll see a massive investment in snowmaking in New England. So we're continuing to work on that effort and lower our carbon footprint and cut down our energy costs, which makes skiing more affordable for people, and while keeping the quality up and maybe improving it. So we're excited about that.
Well, Steve, congratulations on bringing so much fun to so many people all around the country and, in fact, all over North America.